Good evening, everyone. My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is a debut. Another Atlas game. This is, well, it says Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2. This one says Record Breaker, though. I don't know if that's a special thing or I don't know. But this is Will of the Species from the channel Megaten Music. And then we have, paired with that, Battle of the Brave from the channel NNWT, requested by Thomas and P-Funk. Never even heard of this game, but apparently it's related to SMT, just based off of the name. But hey, it's Atlas music, so that's always good. I'm not entirely sure on the composer. Never mind, it says right here, Ryota Kazuka. Okay. I don't know about the other song, but maybe. Probably. Okay. This is Will of the Species, the debut of Devil Survivor 2. No context on these, by the way. I don't know where they're playing. Will of the Species. Kind of house music-ish. Remind me of Yakuza for a second. Ooh, I like this already. Such a good composer, man. A little bit of trance in there. Sounds like a song that can loop endlessly, perhaps a battlefield. Although I'm getting more like random encounter feel. It's so aggressive and yet calming at the same time. Ooh. Percussion filter. And percussion introduced, ambience initiated, and percussion gone. Spacey, where are we going from here? Bass. Ooh. What a ride it's been already. We're halfway through. A little unprocessed drums now. Ooh, man. Dude, the SMT line of music. This is complete and utter rave music. Just imagine a sea of people, glow sticks, just vibing out, eyes closed, hands in the air, lights everywhere on the stage. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Mixes. You guys remember mixes? Like long mixes? Like hour-long songs of just like a dance fest. It's definitely giving me like a battle vibe. talk about why in a second. Cool ending. There's still like 10 seconds left. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that's it. Okay. You know, it's not too often I get songs like this where they have a big emphasis on repetition. I mean, yeah, there are, but not like where the main melody doesn't really change the whole time. This is one of the songs where the melody and the vibe is pretty consistent throughout the whole thing in almost like a linear fashion. But everything on the sub level is being changed, bass line is being altered, and the percussion is what's giving the song its direction. Whether that's hand percussion, or the raw drum sound, all that. And then of course like the processed drum. So it's like there's a lot of percussion knickknacks, so to say. And it's kind of making the song. Sometimes making it feel faster or slower, yet the tempo stays the same. So the reason this is interesting to me is because as of now, I have now had a slight experience with Atlas, and even more relevant is Shin Megami. Now, not a huge experience, but I did put about 20 to 30 hours into Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, the demo, which is a long demo, basically the whole first area. And that was my first time playing through any Atlas, navigating the menus, seeing how the things work and, kind of operate. And now I'm not going to say that's laid a foundation for how the rest of the games are, but at least I got an idea. And from what I experienced in just that one area, which could have just been this one area, the music during anything but gameplay is very, extremely ambient and just kind of weird and just floating and all over the place. Now, I'm aware that this is a different series than SMT. This seems to be like a spin-off, similar to how Persona is a spin-off. So I'm not sure if this is actually related to what we know as the game as Shin Megami Tensei. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's just like an umbrella term that they're using. But anyways. And then whenever you do hear some sort of music starting to pick up, it is during a battle. So for example, when I hear this, I'm not seeing a shop or, dialogue or something. I'm imagining battle start cycling through menus. But it was somewhat of it was kind of a broad type of song. It didn't sound very specific boss to me. What's it called again? Will of the Species? Yeah, I don't know. I would say it sounded kind of in the realm of, I don't want to say generic battle? I'm taking a guess here. Somewhere between random encounter to slightly stronger enemy that I would barely even call a boss. Maybe just a, side quest enemy or something like that. But really cool, this sort of house rave thing. And one more thing I should mention is this reminded me of one of my favorite songs of all time. So that's something. One of my favorite video game songs of all time, and that is Moonlit Wilderness. This is the second time I bring up Moonlit Wilderness in the past week, but it reminds me of a little bit of the chorus section of Moonlit Wilderness from Tekken 5, the original, not the tag, not the Tag 2 remix. That one's meh. But the original is seriously one of the best video game songs ever made, and shares a lot of kind of similar things, that kind of electronic pulse with the piano playing. And it really, honestly, now that I think about it, it really gives me a Tekken vibe in general. So that's kind of cool. Older Tekkens, 5 and below. So I don't know what's going on here. And again, record breaker, I don't know what that is. So let me know what Will of the Species is about. This one, we see a new character. Oh, it's from 2011. Okay. again, don't know anything about it. It's the Battle of the Brave, so I would have to assume it's gonna have roughly the same energy. But let's go. Battle of the Brave. Okay, some variety. Sounds like a totally different game already. Well, I was like 3 genres in like 10 seconds. If I had to take a guess, Record Breaker is either an expansion or an official album. And maybe this is more reminiscent of the actual soundtrack. Let me know. This just says Devil Survivor 2. Sounds way different, right? We got a band, violins, guitar. It's early to tell, but it looks like the character design is... I almost want to say more normal than SMT5. They look like regular humans. So I don't know. Good soundtrack regardless. Of course. Oh, that's catchy. I hear a little Persona in there. And what I mean by that, what I mean by that is I mostly know Persona music more than SMT music. People always confuse those because they think like, I mean like, they're like, no, actually this came before it. Yeah, I'm telling you what my experience is. Obviously. It's a little more chill. But again, gives me that battle vibe again. Maybe I heard 2 battle themes, I don't know. What would you describe this genre, though? It's a little... I don't even know. Just a big mix of stuff. Do you know what this sound sounds like to me? I don't know why. I'll tell you after. But a very specific vibe came to my head just now. Very weird. Hopefully it'll make sense. It's very progressive though. It keeps changing. Yeah, that was all over the place, music-wise. That was cool. So this one reminded me of a very specific vibe, and I don't know why, but it was towards that like last minute. I don't know what's making me think this. I'm just gonna say it, but it gave me the feel of like friendship, or specifically like if I was to assume this is a JRPG and there's like a party involved, it to me sounded like a very party-centric song. I don't know why. And I can't really compare it to anything else. It's just, when I heard the kind of like solo violin for a second, it just sounded like a kind of moment where the party would be talking to each other, like uplifting each other. So something very like friendship and everybody's together type of music. I have no idea how else to explain it besides that. And I can't think of an example right now, but you know, maybe kind of like a one-time song type of thing. Like, you know, like a very specific scene and they all meet up. I don't know. None of my guesses ever have to make sense. They're just guesses at the end of the day. Whatever the song kind of invokes to me. But this one was clearly different from the first one. So I wasn't told anything on these songs. I just noticed the thumbnail. This one says Record Breaker. Now, the only reason I think something is up is because Atlas seems to kind of favor this whole expansion type of thing and spin-off thing in general. Like Persona 4 has like Dancing All Night, and then I'm pretty sure most of the Personas, if not all of them, have a updated version. Even the game I was talking about earlier, Shin Megami 5 Vengeance, is an expanded, separate storyline of base Shin Megami Tensei 5. So my guess is this is Devil Survivor 2, and the first one was either an expansion or a separate like a remix album or something like that, because they were way too different. Then again, the soundtrack could just be very, very varied. It could have a lot of diversity. So let me know. But it sounded like two completely different games. But would be very exciting if that is the exact same game and both sounds can come from that, because that's really cool, I like variety like that. So, speaking of variety, the song kind of was constantly changing, It was a little reminiscent of the first one in the whole, like, constantly bringing in new musical ideas. But the violins seemed to stay, and there was like a air of hopefulness. And again, maybe that's the whole friendship part, but there was a kind of uplifting feel to the song. It felt very like, yeah, go team. I don't know. Major Key does that. And yeah. Now, the other thing I was going to ask, and I won't really consider this a spoiler, I'm directly asking. Someone always takes the time to answer this, and yet I'm not going to remember because I get too many comments. But here's what I'll say. I'm aware that a lot of games stemmed from Shin Megami Tensei. Now, what I don't know is SMTV Catalyst, is that the first one? Or is even Shin Megami Tensei a spin-off of something? Now, I'm asking because, is this in the same world as base Shin Megami Tensei? Because I know there's also Soul Hackers. And I think that is connected to SMT. So I don't know. Yeah, I know it's a very complicated thing, and I know I've asked many times, but as someone who's, just hearing music from the outside looking in, it is a little confusing. And rather than just Googling it myself and just kind of like, huh? I would much rather ask people that have direct experience with these games and know these things, and, this is your time to kind of flex your knowledge, I guess. So let me know if Devil Survivor is its own thing. How many of the games are there? There's at least 2. Do characters that appear in this one appear in other ones? Just a spoiler, side thing, completely, whatever. But either way, very unique music. Very unique music. Atlas seems to really care about the music department. I don't know who the composer is for this one. I'm guessing it's Ryota. But man, he's so good. He's so good. But that's all I got for you today. So, Atlas, yet again, swing and a hit. Thank you to Thomas and P-Funk, and let me know whatever you want to tell me about Devil Survivor 2, and especially Record Breaker. Awesome. And who's this? What's her name? Okay, I think that's it. Thank you to all the supporters you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thank you to my YouTube members as well. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Later.